Adolf Hitler, but I think they changed it. Well, that's a big corner house, and that was the house I was born in. So I guess that's all.
Okay.
I guess that's all.
Can you cut it off then, Joe?
Yeah.
Don't forget, Tommy, Schleck was Grandma's maiden name. And Schlicker, of course, is all my cousins, their name. Their father had a hotel there.
Yeah.
So he married my Aunt Maria, who was Grandma's oldest sister.
Yeah.
So have you ever see any old people there, really older people, I think you should mention the name Schleck to them. They'll know what you're talking. Not our name. They don't know Hochreiner.
No, Schleck.
They know Schleck.
Schleck and Schlicker.
And Schleck and Schlicker, okay? The address that Grandma has for the house is 63 Adolf Hitler Strasse, which means 63 Adolf Hitler
It's
Street,
a corner.
of course.
Only
Corner house.
A corner house, big corner house. Okay.
Well, Tommy, we went down to the library and made copies of the old postcards that have been sent to Grandma and given to Grandma over the years. So what you see on these copies are what formerly postcards, and they depict the pictures from Grandma's hometown. So I think you should show this around if you see any older people. They'll know what you're talking about then. Grandma will tell you about some of the things in the pictures. Some of the church. Is that the church? Yeah.
Well, I told them about the church.
I know, but just say the picture. What's the name of the church, Mother?
Oh, St. Stephen's Church. It's only one church. I should talk?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, John. Yeah, there's only one church in Illingham. In Illingham, you pass it on the main street only, on the main street. Now what is it? But this is new. I don't know about that.
Okay,
this is new to me. This is new to me.
To read, to see it from here.
Oh, you want me to read about this?
Well, just tell them what it is.
Yeah. Well, this is the church again, and this must be. What does this here say, Joan?
That's the new post office.
All right. Yeah, that's the new post office. That's Tommy. That's where you get off the station. The same street is the post office, the new post office. And what's this here? I don't know.
Now this is the Schlicker Hotel.
Oh, and on the bottom, that's the Schlicker House. They used to call it hotels or posts, but the post office is not there anymore. So now they call it a guest house, a saloon. Go in there and have a glass of beer. That's where the Schlickers lived. That's where Marie Schlicker is born, in that house. Oh, wait, who's this? This is, I don't know.
What's this round thing?
What's this?
Round building?
Yeah, that round building, what you say, that's a castle. Right on the main street, if you keep going, and the castle. And from the castle, there is little houses, little buildings connected with that castle. And my father rented these little outhouses, these little storage houses, because we needed some more room from the factory to store material. So we rented that. So that's what it is. Now this is what you're going to send them these cards.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Tommy, I'm also going to send you a copy of the letterhead from my grandfather's company. Of course, the letterhead shows the factory, so and a lot of those buildings still stand, including the smokestack. So when you get there, you'll know. You just have to show anybody this letterhead that we're sending with you.
Yeah, the smokestack.
Now, Grandma's going to tell you about her experiences in Hamburg.
About in Hamburg?
Yeah, tell them
Tommy, if you get the Hamburg, that's Hamburg Pfalz, what you call Hamburg Pfalz. That's not under the Kaiser. They had their own king. Now at the station, there is a long street from the station, a long street to go down, and then you get to some kind of a square, like a marketplace. You go through this and keep going with the street. Keep going until you get to another corner. And right, the second house from that corner used to be the Schleck house in Hamburg. But that was, to my knowledge, that was destroyed during the war. So there may be a new house there, a big piece of property, a big house and a big, that used to be a big restaurant with a garden, with the people sat outside in the garden and drink their beer. So that was destroyed during the war. That's right almost off the corner when you come from that long street. That's the Schleck house in Hamburg. That's my grandmother's house, and I used to spend lots of time there because Grandma lived alone, and she had this big house with 4 tenants in there. And when we were young girls, our parents sent us there to keep Grandma company. I was there and Aunt Lena was there. We spent almost a half a year or a year there when we were young girls. All right, Tommy, stay well, and just to say hello, stay well until I talk to you again. This is Grandma.
You tell us, and we'll tell our ever-growing listening audience. Today's Irish show is dedicated to all grandmothers and all grandfathers, and in particular to a grand, gracious lady, Mrs. Johanna Hochreiner, who lives over at the Fort Leonard Apartments here in Elizabeth. Yesterday, Mrs. Hochreiner celebrated her 100th birthday. God bless her. And a reception honoring Mrs. Hochreiner was held yesterday at the home of a son, Bob, out there in Plainfield. So love and plenty of it goes out over the Irish airways to Mrs. Hochreiner from a multitude of friends, all in her family, especially sons John and Robert. Mrs. Hochreiner is the daughter of Peter J. and Carolyn Schleck, who had 13 children, all of them Elizabeth residents. So congratulations and a God bless to Mrs. Johanna Hochreiner, now 100 years young. I like to salute, too,